The time's come to play here in my garden of
Hello, I'm Runya, aka Media Adaptation, and welcome back to Moderation while Media's Fair Game. And it's that time again to talk about the supposedly lost 80s style anime, Go for a Punch, aka Saki Sanobashi, where we cover any new developments in the Discord and Reddit channels, as well as cover older anime and manga. So let's start with the Discord. Team Saki, the group in charge of the recreation project, has put out another test sketch, working on the designs and style of each of the other girls. There is also this video that was taken off of YouTube called Saki Takeoka Wet Video, which is unclear what it's about, but the poster did point out that it does sound a lot like the title for an adult project. And there is an actress who does go by that name, who makes projects of that nature, so it's safe to assume that's what the video was probably about. Still, a few other members have elected to go through anime VHS sites to see if they can find any new titles that don't seem to appear on normal search sites, like My Anime List. It's a long process, but I applaud you for your effort. You should probably also check out a few of the auction sites, as you never know what you could find. As for fan art, we have this line art made by Jasper. Unsure if this is just a sketch, or if they plan on coloring it in at a later date. And some of the other members have been going through their Saki folders that they've kept on this project, and have come across this image that they don't remember any details about. To me, it kinda looks like a YouTube clip, probably something along the lines of Something Scary or Strawberry Nightmare. But if anyone knows where this came from, then please feel free to post it down in the comments below. But now it's time to cover the Reddit side of things. And again, there has been an increasing amount of people who've grown sick over the state of what the page has become. But again, as long as the mods do nothing or actively contribute to the problem, nothing's going to change. And over on the other Reddit, which sadly nothing has been posted in the last week. Again, it mostly talks about posts on the Discord, and most of the people there have basically traveled over to that channel. So sadly nothing much has happened there. But it still serves a purpose, as it's still a good way for people from the other Reddit to be able to talk to the Discord members, while still having a way to weed out the trolls. But it's time we move on to the next part of this video. And as for anime this week, like we said last time, I want to see the end of the story. So we're going to look at the new Dream Hunter Rim from 1990, the direct sequel to the original 3 OVAs. And this one, we learn a bit more about the dreamscape. While it's not directly stated, it seems to be comprised of the remnants of people's subconscious minds.
You know, you could just say the word dreams, and not try to sound smarter than you really are.
I know, but where's the fun in that? Our main character in this one is Mina. 2 years ago, she was in a car crash that took the life of her father, and the psychological toll that it put on her affected her ability to walk. So she's been bedridden all this time, and has started developing powers to enter the dreamscape. And there she meets Rim, and the two become friends. But then we get to this movie's villain, who I don't believe they actually gave a name, but we'll call her Vanity, as her motives are that of the evil queen from Snow White, wanting to be the fairest of the land, or at least in the dreamscape anyway. That, and she quite literally is the embodiment of the female aspect of vanity. So she follows the fairy tale and traps her in the dreamscape, and also uses Rim's connection to manifest an item in the real world, which turns out to be a bomb, and it'll prematurely detonate if she breaks her restraints, which would kill her in the real world, and also her friends who came to help her. And this OVA is finally no longer cataloged as a hentai, but is given the lesser rating of an ecchi title, mostly due to mild fan service, which would then qualify most modern animes as well. I bring this up because I thought it would affect their gore factor with the lower rating, but you don't have to worry about that at all. Again, due to Rim's power, as long as her will remains strong, the damage won't affect her in the real world, unlike it would for a normal human, a la Nightmare on Elm Street. Mina finds her way into her dream, and then awakens a portion of her potential, turn her toys alive, and they attack Vanity. The other side characters dispose of the bomb, and her familiars, Alpha and Beta, enter the dream to free her and turn the fight into her favor. Vanny then uses her power to awaken a forgotten nightmare, in the form of a bone dragon. And we get a really good fight sequence out of it. Again, I can see why the animators decided to focus more on this than the other aspects. After she fells the beast, she goes in for the kill, but Vanny trapped Mina inside the dragon's skull, which would kill her as soon as she gave the order. So Rem tosses down her sword, and Vanny starts to drain her youth, aging her rapidly until she's nothing but bones that crumple into dust. She gloats and then resummons her mirror, again seeking its validation for herself, only for Mina to run her through with the sword. Rin pulls herself back together, and then we get one of those final "this can't be, I'm invincible" sequences, but Rin just puts her down. I really enjoyed this one. It is a bit shorter than the older films, but it isn't bogged down with filler either, as it gets right to the punch. Mina is a nice character, and our supporting cast seems to grow with each new OVA, so hopefully she stays around. On the cover of their follow-up manga for Dream Hunter Rem Alternate, there is a second girl, so I wonder if Rem teaches her how to develop her powers, but that would be a topic for its own show. And as for us, let's move on to our adult animation for this week, which is 1987's The Tale of Princess Kaguya, aka The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. And it's pretty much just the same story as it normally is. If you know the legend, then you know this movie. But again, it is an adult title, so the many suitors that she meets along the way, you can probably guess what happens. And we'll end this video by continuing our look at the works of Shenmue. It's time for Chapter 4 of A Classroom Bereft of Angels. And we pick up right where we left last time, as our red-headed girl calls them out, pushes them aside, and then tries to open the door with a crowbar. A group chimes in that she must be trying to run away, and then slice her throat open with a saw. And while she's bleeding out, hold her down and dismember her body, much to the horror of the rest of the class. Another girl calls them out for being cruel, and then they ask her if she knows who the killer is, to which she replies she doesn't know, and the group declares that they no longer have a use for her, splashing her in the face with acid, and then ending her with a hammer to the back of the head. The class could do nothing but watch in horror, and Gray just sits there, noticing one of the girls in the back, who's been emotionless ever since the start of the manga. Our lead psycho then chimes in with they're getting nowhere without sharing information, and asks the group to discuss it among themselves. To which each of the members try to pass the blame to someone else. Then Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs goes over to her senpai's photo and wonders if she's watching down at them right now. The class picks out the weakest member and throws her to the wolves, who kill her for no real reason other than that she was chosen by the group. So they hold her down and cut off her head, which doesn't really seem to do anything, as again, she wants them to share information again. At which time, our girl in the back finally speaks up and holds a letter, which takes us into Chapter 5. They really did up the kill count for this one. And I am curious to learn about this other girl. And I'm still holding on that senpai actually killed herself. But again, anything is possible at this point. So we'll look at Chapter 6 next week. And that about does it for this video. If you have any other ideas like see made to a video, then please post it down in the comments below, and we'll add it to our next viewer request week.
It's now time for the part of the show where we ask you to help us appease the YouTube algorithm by dropping a like, share, or comment. It helps out much more than you'd think.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, then it's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to support this channel, then please visit our Patreon. Link will be down in the description below. Even if you can't give a lot, every little bit helps. Oh, we also started up a Let's Play channel. So if you want to see us try out some horror games, then feel free to stop on by. Link will be in the card as well as in the description. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Anyway, I'm Runya.
And I'm Ada.
Remind you to take life in moderation.
Weep not, poor children, for life is this way.